You cannot just empty your system with just stressful things all the time and just think that that is normal. It's not a normal thing to do. It's not a normal thing for the body to be in a constant state of terror. And as you speak to people and they talk about their day, and you're like, okay, well, I work this many hours, or I wake up this time, and then I sit this many hours through traffic, and then, I get sleepy at like midday, and I don't feel good about my job, and I'm not happy about this thing, and I'm having this issue with friends and family, and so on and so forth. And people will go through this scenario and say it out loud to you, and then say, hey, hey, what do you think? And not even begin to say that I'm stressed. They won't even say it. You don't know that you're stressed, and even when you speak to it and it's obvious, you don't give it any credit. So it's important that we speak to it, because like things are going on. You don't get anything in this vessel for free. Everything costs you something. And a lot of the things that cost us, that's something internally that we don't see. And then we take things on, and we take things on that we don't necessarily need to take them on, but we do it because it's natural. Like, it's common behavior now to just wake up, go on social media, see some type of atrocity that's going on, and then take that and think, okay, I'm going to share this atrocity to everybody. Like, I'm going to do this act. So essentially, you wake up, you set your house on fire, take a torch, and then you throw it at someone else's house and catch that on fire. Realize you're just burning up the whole vessel, your whole structure, everything that's inside it, and wondering why you don't have any energy to do anything. The sharing and posting and looking at nightmares all day around the world because you want to be informed, but at what cost? It costs you something. And then you're looking at this thing, and the problem is you're leaving this chain open. And that's the problem with stress. Is like with stress is unpredictability, it's uncertainty. You're leaving this thing wide open. What could happen? What's going on? And people who already have anxiety or they have some level of anxiousness, and they feed this thing. And as you feed this anxiety, this anxiousness, you leave this wide open because it doesn't have an end in sight. So you're sharing nightmares, you're sharing horrible things around the world, but there's no solution, so that doesn't close. There's a difference between taking on stress that has a solution. Hey, I'm looking at this thing, it doesn't look good, but I know that I'm aiming at something. But people have 10, 20 stories on their feed of just horrific things, thinking that if they view these things, somehow it's not costing them their immunity, their cognitive ability. So just to participate in that behavior is crazy. Like, as this conscious species as exists, we just take on nightmares, and no other species would just willingly take these things on if they didn't have to. Your body's in a constant state of fighting for resources all the time. So you add something physical like training that consumes a lot of you, and a lot of the training that it takes from you